TheAdvocateChannel.com looks at the world through the lens of equality and inclusion. Subscribe, like, and share now. AC 24/7's Top Story Countdown continues with our producer's pick for number 3.
It began when Philadelphia police say they saw a man driving erratically and going the wrong way down a one-way street. They catch up with the car that was now parked, and all it took was a few seconds.
Shoot you! 413, shots fired, 100 West Woodland. Get your hand up right now!
6 shots were fired. Eddie Irizarry was later pronounced dead. But what you just saw is not what police initially said happened. They said they encountered Irizarry outside the car and that they told him to drop his weapon before he lunged at the officers. But as video shows, the driver's side door never even opens. The department's police chief did correct their initial account 2 days after the shooting once they saw the body camera video. The officer who pulled the trigger, Mark Dial, was charged with murder. He turned himself in.
I don't think we're saying anything more than the obvious when we say that firing 6 consecutive charges at close range is strongly supportive, together with other evidence, of all of these charges. In my opinion, it's not even really a discussion.
An attorney for Dial, though, wants that discussion.
As Officer Dial is firing, he's taking retreat. He's trying to retreat and trying to find cover because he believes the individual has a gun. In no world is those facts murder.
No gun is visible in the body camera footage, but prosecutors did say Irizarry was holding a small open folding knife against his thigh. Behind what we see on video was a rolled-up window. Here's one of the responding officers explaining on the scene what he did say to Officer Mark Dial about Irizarry in those final seconds.
Mark comes on the driver's side. I'm over here. I try to get the door open. I can't. He pulls out a knife. I tell him, Mark, he's got a knife. And I guess I couldn't really see because I looked up and Mark, I saw his body come up like this and then Mark fired.
Like the Advocate Channel on Facebook for the best way to get updated stories that advocate for equality, justice, our rights, and more. AC 24/7 continues with today's top 2 pick.
Another victim buried. Returned to the earth that killed when it shook. More than 2,000 people have perished in the worst Moroccan earthquake in over 100 years. Most of the deaths were in villages in the Atlas Mountains, where homes cracked and crumbled late on Friday night. The pancaking of these buildings down a side street here in Mulai Ibrahim killed 25 people. 3 or 4 are still missing, believed buried in the rubble. And this is a pattern that has been repeated throughout this province. And it looks very often like there's been some kind of airstrike. The collapsing buildings here are actually leaving holes as if they've been hit by Russian bombs in Ukraine. But this has been an all too natural disaster. At least 3 elderly people have been entombed here in the remains of their hotel, and a 4th guest is missing. After the quake, Sammy called his parents for a day and a half. It rang out until the battery died too.
I'm here just because I have lost 2 of my best things that I have in this life. My parents, my father and my mother, I have lost them here.
His grief turns to anger at the government, as it does for so many here.
They have no planification, only they have words. It's a balloon of words, only that they have words. That's all.
Aid is arriving, but slowly. In Azni nearby, authorities tell me that 27 people were killed in the quake and 1,200 lost their homes. So Fatima and her husband have said that when they were in the house, she was in the bath when this series of explosions broke out. They said there was no shaking of the ground. She's saying that it felt like the blast from a Kalashnikov automatic rifle, that this was like a sense that the place had been hit by a war. They had no idea that they were suffering from an earthquake. Luckily for them, they evacuated their family very rapidly. Nobody in their family was killed, but in the village there was 27 people were killed. The house is now abandoned. But Fatima led a team of local women to find food and shelter for the homeless before any aid arrived. All the food here, the result of private donations. Many villages here remain isolated, roads cut by landslides. Relief operations will focus on getting to them. Firefighters consider searching for bodies beneath the hotel. Their conclusion is disappointing. Amidst shocks and shattered masonry, it's just too dangerous to rescue the dead. So for now, Sammy's parents will stay buried where they are.
Follow the Advocate channel on Twitter and Instagram to stay updated on stories that matter every day. We're now at our #1 story of the day. Take a look.
I think we just miss him. He was just always present in everything we did.
Jim Brosey says not a day has gone by where he has not thought about his father.
If you were speaking to him, you were the only person in the world he was talking to. And he was as good as they come.
His father, Lieutenant Joe Brosey, a veteran of the New York City Fire Department for more than 3 decades, died this past February 3rd after a long battle with stage 4 lung cancer. Doctors gave him months to live after his diagnosis in 2015. He gave this moving interview to the FDNY in 2019.
Nothing's impossible, it just hasn't been done yet. You have to believe that you're going to beat it. If you believe, it will happen.
Lieutenant Joseph Brosey, Engine 88, February 3rd, 2023.
Brosey's name, one of 43 added to the FDNY World Trade Center Memorial Wall last week, which commemorates firefighters, paramedics, and civilian support staff who died from post-9/11 illnesses. It's the second largest group added to the memorial since it was created in 2011, when 55 names were added. The number of lives lost from post-9/11 illnesses on the wall now stands at 341, almost equally the 343 FDNY firefighters killed that day.
That number has grown each year, and my fear is it will continue to grow.
Brosey says his father was at ground zero on 9/11 and remained working there day in and day out. So too was New York City firefighter Daniel Foley. Foley pledged to stay at the site until his older brother Thomas, also a city firefighter, was found. Foley ended up finding his brother's body 11 days later. He continued to help with the recovery efforts for months. He died from pancreatic cancer in 2020. He was 46.
He was diagnosed with 9/11 cancer, and we talk about the fact that 9/11 not only killed Uncle Tommy, but 20 years later killed Daddy.
The message from firefighters and their families, years after one of the darkest days in U.S. history, first responders are still suffering and dying as a result of their service.
The other thing is, it's the people who aren't dying but are sick. And they're not living, but they're alive. And no one measures that loss.
A final note, both Brosey and his brother Joe are New York City firefighters who were also there on 9/11 working alongside their father.
Are you concerned about your health in terms of the future?
I will say I monitor my health very closely. I will not live my life in worry.